Okay, guys, welcome back. So, this video is me just explaining this new sewing journey, right? So, I have tried to make a bonnet, a hair bonnet, about a year ago, and I posted the tutorial to TikTok. Or not the tutorial, but it was like a little, little snippet tutorial. And it didn't go too well. I was new, I had just got my sewing machine and everything was new. I hadn't even got the stitching part down. So one thing I will suggest for future um, sewer undertakers, you want to undertake sewing, um, get familiar with your machine. Um, I cut up so many old clothes and just started like just practicing. And that was very helpful because like I said, I was able to get used to my machine, how to thread, how to bob, because you constantly are going to need to redo that because it's going to keep messing up because you're going to keep messing it up. And the sewing machines are a little bit more pricier at Joann's than Walmart's. You guys are going to see that in the video coming up. Like everything was cheaper at Walmart. The lady that worked at Joann's was showing me a pencil, a fabric pencil. You wash it and it comes out, and it was like $13. But then you go to Walmart, it's $3. So I'm just like, I'm confused. Do they got to charge more because people aren't pouring in there because not a lot of people take up sewing. I know that a lot of people do take up sewing, but it's not as common or prevalent, since they no longer teach it in school. They used to teach home ec and shop and all that. They took all that out. Anyway, so I'm like, maybe they trying to make up, for paying the employees, and I don't know. But I thought the prices were high. That's what I thought. And this is at Walmart. But the where I'm showing you now in the video, this is at Walmart. So as you can see, the sewing machines are much cheaper. Now I got my sewing machine from Amazon, and it was close to $400. It wasn't over 400, but it was close to 400. And I felt really bad just letting it sit there on the shelf and just sit there because I was so frustrated with the rethreading process. But that's what you have to go through. You have to go through the practicing makes perfect. You have to go through the ups and downs, the good, the bad, and the ugly of anything. Anything. And so one thing I did find that, this new hobby
Is that battery
is
operated?
doing is so relaxing. It's so relaxing because you're focused more on, for one, the sound of the machine and making sure that the stitching and everything is like cohesive and running smoothly, like a well-oiled machine. See, that's the pen I was talking about. And then you got your Taylor's chalk, which I had to hunt down. I was like, they didn't even have Taylor's chalk at Joann's. Anyway, they were out of a lot of stuff that day. I'll give them grace. But the sewing world, because I love a sheath dress. I love a sheath dress. And as y'all gonna see at the end of this video, I made my first one. I even went to Big Lots just to see what they had as far as the sewing machine, sewing stuff. So I was able to get a roll of, what is it, like packaging paper to make patterns on. That was in the clearance section because it was open. And then I was able to get like a huge, well, to me it's huge. It's bigger than the one I got from Walmart. Most people put cleaning supplies in it, but I chose to put my sewing stuff in there. Anyway, so that's my practice fabric right there, y'all. I got two of those. That's $3 each. And to me, it looks like, at first, initially it looked like it could be for curtains. And I was like, whoa, I don't want that. But then I thought about it and I felt it because it wasn't as thick as it came across. And it looked like pink denim. How cute is that? Pink denim. So as you'll be able to see it. Okay, so this right here, yeah, I ended up taking this back to the store. I ended up taking the Lord would not allow me to rest because I paid the sticker had on there 50 cents. And, me being new to this, I was like, "Well, why are all the ones back there open?" Like, no tutorial I was watching was, saying how you can open it up because there was nobody in the sewing department that worked there, right? So I just picked it up. I was like, "Okay, this one is open, but it wasn't outside of the plastic, so therefore, I felt like it was still full." So I was willing to compromise and buy something that was open. So I take it to the register. The lady charges me 50, no, she charged me 3 cents for that, which was really weird. And so after watching a few more videos, I realized that that's supposed to be sold by the yard. So, I mean, I don't sit and read stuff when yeah, y'all see that 50 cent sign? I don't sit and read stuff when I buy it. I look at it. If it's on my list, then I get it. So, as you can see, all that's not 50 cent. I took it back to the store. They was like, "Whoa, you taking something back?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's not worth me going to hell for." But anyway, so what I'm really interested in with sewing is making beautiful garments that fit well, that has my personality just I want to practice with the boning cuz I've always loved I just called them lines, but now I realize that they are darts. That's me trying to draw anyway. But yeah, so the darts. The darts give like structure to the fabric. It gives shaping and it makes you look snatched and it just makes you look polished and professional. So there's some favorite dresses that I have and it's because of how they, pull me in. Not like I'm looking like a busted can of biscuits out here in these streets, but okay, so this pattern here after watching so many videos with people talking about patterns this, patterns that, and I was like, let me see one of these patterns. Let me see if it's comprehensible to me. Let me see if I can understand it. Some stuff you can look at and you get it, you but grasp the concept. But then there's other stuff, it's like Chinese geometry. Is that even a thing? Like I don't know what I was anyway. And then how are y'all storing y'all's patterns? They don't fold back up easily. So this, needless to say, this is going to be the first and last pattern that I purchase because I'm going to be one of those people that make my own patterns. I have been blessed with the ability to draw. I think drawing runs in my family. But so I mean, how hard can it be to make a pattern? Like, so yeah, this little 297, I think it was 297 for that pattern. It's not wasted because it's knowledge. But that look, you said y'all see all them instructions and directions. I'm the kind of person where I will open something up out of the box and put it together by faith. Okay? Put it together by faith. If it's too technical, I'm gonna ask for help, ask for somebody. But I'm not finna sit up here. Anyway, kudos to y'all who can, but I can't. I will be bored and I will no longer want to sew because then I got to go over it and reread what I read. And that's just doing too much. Anyway, so I enjoy going to the Goodwill and the thrift stores and garage sales. And I don't buy too much when I go because you have to inspect that stuff before you bring it home. You don't want to bring nothing into your house that has critters in it. So, me buying just a little bit at the Goodwill, if I find one thing, I'm grateful. And I found this, and it had like my measuring tape in there, which I already had one of these because I used to sell on Poshmark. It got old after 3 years. Um, and it has two zippers. Now, I heard in another video, a woman was saying how it was like a common theme that people would find the zippers from Joann that they just break. And I was like, yeah, that's another strike against Joann's. I'm like, I'm not feeling it. I don't understand how you can sell faulty products. So me getting this at the Goodwill is a plus because I only paid what, $1.99 for that whole little bag of sewing stuff. Um so this is the fabric. Once I take it out, this is when the video gets like I get excited because to make my first garment. So this is a dress that is, I want to say size 16. And I think I've lost weight. So, what does the scale say? Anyway, so it's kind of big, but that's okay because I felt like with this material that doesn't really have the stretch to it, um, I needed it for, curves and whatnot. So I'm just tracing it. And I wish I would have got a little bit closer. Now I'm cutting out what I traced. And excuse my background, excuse my little area here. This is my makeup room. This is my nail room. This is where the printer is. This is where I exercise. Like, this is a multi-purpose room here. And so now I am making an even bigger mistake by tracing what I've already traced. So it's going to be probably 2 sizes bigger than what I really wanted it to. But this is my, like I said, my first garment. So this is my practice rough draft. And I'm not expecting to be able to wear this out, honestly. But I am expecting to get a good ideal for next time. I was like, I wanted to get all the information down first and buy all the equipment and put it together and it'd be like, wow, that's your first dress, your first time ever making. And I wanted it to be spectacular. However, it was like something was telling me just do it now. Get the rough draft over with. You know, don't be afraid to use the fabric. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid for an epic fail because you got to get over that hurdle. You got to get past that point. So now I realize that I need to do sides. So I bought some tissue paper from Dollar Tree and I'm trying to make, well, I guess I am making my first pattern, right? And I'm using uh, the fabric marker, even though I'm not writing on fabric, but in case that were to come through the tissue paper, I wanted to not mess up that dress. So a sheath dress is also in the family of a pencil skirt, from my knowledge of research. And the reason why it's so flattering is because it is a classic, timeless piece. It it's not flirty, but because it shows curves, you know, it's very feminine, but it's not flirty. Like, I don't really like the flare skirts. I've never liked, okay, did I? Maybe when I was a kid, I liked the flare skirts. But I think with my height, I look really good in a pencil skirt. And I love a straps around the ankle, rather. And I love 3/4 inch sleeves. So, anyway, so now I'm cutting out the sides and then I'm going to tape those papers, that piece together. And I'm going to save this because, you want to, it's like a blueprint. You can perfect the blueprint. And I'm probably going to transfer it to the more textured paper, the more structured paper, the packaging paper that's brown. It's like closer to cardboard, but not quite as strong as cardboard. Anyway, so that way I can have this pattern and use it repetitively. So one thing I will say is that I have my husband, he's buying, well, he already paid for it. So it should be here really soon, my dress form. Because I don't know at this point if I'm going to be better at draping a dress form and making clothes that way, or if I'm going to be, the kind of person that does patterns and then, um, I guess you still got to do patterns either way. I don't know. We will find out. So, one thing I will suggest is that you don't try to buy all the equipment at one time. My husband was like, "What else do you need? What else do you need? What else do you need?" I'm like, "I'm good." I don't like feeling like pressure to continue with a project if it's being like supported or, funded by if it's me and I waste my money, that's different. But if it's somebody else that believes in you and they just like, oh, they want to be supportive, then I feel obligated to, you know. But honey, I'm all in there now. I am all in there now because how can you not be if you got a dress form? Now, I will say these dress form reviews, oh Lord, don't get me started. These dress form reviews off of Amazon are very confusing. Some people were saying that the mannequin enfolds in itself. Um, and they did show a video, and I was like, wow, like I was hoping that that one was it. So now I'm just flipping this over and I'm going to trace the other side because you do need two sides to a dress, right? Well, four if you count the front and the back and then the two sides. But anyway, now I wasn't sure if I should have, this is me holding it up, which does absolutely nothing. Anyway. And now it's like uneven. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that's about. But keep watching, y'all. Keep watching. And like I said, this is part one. Or maybe I didn't mention it, but this is part one in the video. This is going to be an ongoing process. I'm going to be putting the zipper in one video. I'm going to be doing the hem, doing the neck over because I didn't really give myself a neckline. I'm not going to put no lining in it because I don't feel like that's necessary with this fabric. You just wear a slip with it, right? If I decide to wear it out. What was I talking about? I was on a roll. Anyway, yeah, so the dress form. So, and some people they was like, "Oh, this is perfect. This is, And I'm like, I don't know, these complaints about these mannequins. I feel like if something costs over $100, like y'all need to stop trying to cut corners and give people quality products. So I will be doing a dress form review once mine gets here. Yeah. Now I did see on OfferUp, I saw that somebody was selling a perfect dress form for $70. 70. But I didn't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable doing anything on sites like that. I just don't. Um, it took me a while to really build my confidence up with Poshmark to sell on there because I just don't trust it. Like identity theft and all that. Like I take that stuff very serious. So now I am putting it through the machine. And this is the fun part, y'all. I mean, okay, besides the pen sticking me, because you put excuse the table, y'all. I took off the old stuff that I was doing the old stuff, and now it looks all raggedy. But it's not bothering me. It shouldn't bother y'all. So taking the pins out and putting it through the machine was oh my goodness. It was a beautiful feeling to create. And then once you're done and you're able to see the seams that you put in there, like you did that, you made that, and knowing that you're just going to get better with time, I don't know, it's very satisfying. What does the word say? Hope deferred maketh the heart sick, but when the desire cometh, it is a tree of life. I believe that's in Proverbs. So it's like, or it is a well of life. A well of life or a tree of life. Oh, Lord. I should look that up. I'll have it where it's at on the video. So the interesting thing about this is that I should have put the zipper in before I closed the dress up. But I was so excited about seeing, like, I wanted to see the size of it. And it ended up looking like maybe an 18 to a 22-inch dress, which was not the goal because I originally was a size 14, but the time that I purchased that green dress, I was a size 16. And now I'm back down to a 14, maybe a 12. But yeah. So I got my mama's backside, so I got to give room for that. And yeah. So I don't know, but I do know I'm gonna put some darts in this dress. Probably too many darts. Is there, if there's a such thing? Okay, so this is me holding it up to me. And I got a French ruler on the way, a French curve ruler on the way too, so that I don't have to struggle with the armholes. But do y'all see that? I don't know if y'all can tell how proud I am of myself. Looking like something off Little House on the Prairie. Little House on the Prairie. But anyway, thanks for watching part 1.